Welcome back to MCOC AlBundyRules. Got the brand new Crossbones buff that came out today, at least as of time of making this video. Before the tutorial starts on how to use them, all this amazing utility, pretty dang nice damage as well. Here's a quick highlight reel on some of what he could do. Saw stacking a lot of Furies to get some nice damage. We see some Incinerate debuffs going on. Gonna show a little bit more on his Furies, is a big part of getting his damage. But his utility was where I was mostly impressed with this buff on him. His damage is pretty nice, but he has some really unique, very unusual utility. Furies is key to him between getting his damage. We'll see some respectable damage. That Incinerate's going to melt a bit off, but those Furies, as we're stacking them up, they're 19 in this particular one, also give some other very nice utility. You can completely shut down defensive abilities such as regeneration. That's by stacking between 4 to 5 Furies based on the status of the hero and over synergies. So you can shut down regeneration, you can shut down the complete defensive abilities 100%. Notice I shut down the regeneration on the old man Logan as shortly after it started. No more were activated. Completely shut down the evade on Spider-Man. Here shrugging off debuffs. You said shrugged off a stun, shrugged off a bleed. Very good for suicide friendly, because look at that, boom, you start off at the beginning of the fight with that bleed and poison. Based on sig, those can go away and convert into fury. So that's some pretty nice stuff he's got here. So with a little highlight, let's get into the tutorial. Let me show you how to do all this stuff. So critical hit replacement Furies. Crossbones doesn't do critical hits. Whenever it would be a critical hit, he instead gains a fury. So this is extremely helpful on champs or nodes that punish you for critical hits. So he has some massive value on that alone. He was using different nodes in Alliance Wars in the past for that, not being able to hit critical hits, but he can just keep stacking those Furies. So gives you a reason to be aggressive with them as well. I'm going to show you a few different ways to use those Furies. Unless otherwise stated, his Fury buffs grant, in this case 796 attack rating for 9 seconds, and increased potency to 20% of Crossbones critical damage meter. So we will see again, keeping those going. Contempt, so on heroes, while fighting #hero champs, Crossbones gains the ability special contempt bonuses. I'm going to show you some of these contempt bonuses. Keep in mind, you're going to see me getting contempt bonuses on non-heroes because of a synergy I'm going to show at the end. Defensive ability reduction. So watch the regeneration here. As soon as I get those 4 Furies, 25% each, that's 100% reduction at that point, so that regeneration automatically went away. As long as I stay over 4 Furies with against a hero, hashtag and or with the synergy, without it, it'll be 5. And I can completely shut him down. So we see Wolverine, who's pretty infamous for doing a lot of healing. Here, as long as I stay aggressive, keep my Furies up. If I am having a hard time getting my Furies in with basic hits, I could launch an S1. I'll show you that as well. But this Wolverine never does a single bit of regeneration on me because I'm able to stay aggressive. I'm able to keep my regeneration up, so I'm able to keep my Furies up, so his regeneration never activates. Overrun is good. This is good. It gives you a couple Furies, and it also activates the extra bit. You also get a contempt for gaining an extra additional Fury. So 2 new ones. If you got contempt, it gives you a 3rd. And it's good to use this when you can. You just stash back whole block for a little over a second. And if you're getting ready to expire on your Furies, then that's a good way to keep them going and give you some new ones. Heavy attacks, you can spend a Fury to pause all remaining Furies. I've been noticing some inconsistency on this, and during testing, might be some bugs you saw in this particular case. It actually reset the entire timer instead of paused it. Sometimes I've seen it not work, and here I do see it work correctly. It took 1 and paused it, but I think there might be some current bugs. But that is a way, but I did notice 5 seconds isn't a whole lot of time, so I wasn't finding that super useful, personally speaking. Special one, 100% chance to gain a Fury buff, so you are trying to gain your Furies. If you get contempt, you gain 2 additional. So in those #heroes or with the synergy I'll show you in a bit, you can get 3 Furies for each S1, so you can really stack them up really good if you would like. And you see those Furies popping up again. Furies are key to get higher levels of damage, as well as to shut down those defensive abilities. So those tougher defensive ability champs, those S1s could be very useful right there to do that. Special 2 gives you good damage. You get this energy damage over 8 seconds, removes perfect block chance, and reduces block proficiency while it's active. You get an additional incinerate debuff when contempt's active. So instead of 1, you get 2, and there you'll see 1150 a tick. You'll see in other parts of this video you're going to see even more incinerate damage than that. But S2 is a good way to get a lot of good damage going on between the actual damage itself as well as those incinerates, those debuffs. So special 3s, I like the special 3. This gives you a precision buff, gives you that critical rating increase, and if you have contempt going on, instead of 40 seconds, it's 70 seconds. But even without 40 seconds is a good long amount of time. But personally, I like to get those precision buffs going early in the fight if possible. But I'm going to speak about that in the tips section and a little rotation that I found useful so far. After an S3 is a great time to really get that damage going. And again, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit on a little rotation I like, because once you got that precision going on, helping you on critical, you can get a little bit more damage going on or stacking those Furies a lot easier as well. And there you will see Furies coming on up. Rather smooth, but you do see the timer can go away. So there is going to be a way to manage these, but you will see how I am able to get this damage after this S3. Try to stay aggressive, try to keep those Furies going, maybe an S2 in there. And now we have signature ability. Signature ability is huge for him. If you're using him, if you like him, max out his sig ability. This allows him to purify the incoming debuffs. I showed you how he can be extremely suicide friendly, converting those debuffs into Furies. Here we'll see bleed gets shrugged off and turn into a Fury. Stun gets shrugged off, turn into a Fury. So in debuff heavy champs or in nodes that give you a lot of debuffs, Crossbones is just going to completely destroy those, because and then you see that bleed restored right there and just converts them into that Fury. So he is going to get super strong, super dominant, those kind of debuff fights. Going to be extremely good. And then we will see again here to where that suicide friendliness comes on in with it high. Here we see some synergy bonuses, some critical stuff right there, critical damage rating, nothing too great. Here's a good one, gain immunity to nullify and stagger with the high to recruiters, can be very useful to keep from losing the buffs. Mercenary competition, I was using this. It's expanded to include non-villain champs. So I was able to get this contempt on non-villain champs. Very good synergy. Some good champs in there, at least hit monkey. The MCOC one is going to be a big one. So we're going to see his damage isn't super crazy here, but if you get that MCOC synergy going on, I don't got the MCOC yet, you're going to get massive, way more damage with that synergy. Take advantage of the Furies here. Again, if you stay aggressive, if you do things like the heavies, you do the overrun, you use S1, you could really stack up your Furies relatively easily. As we see, it's not too hard to get your Furies up. Keeping them up ain't always the easiest, but as long as you stay aggressive, you're going to keep them up. Keep in mind, Furies are key to him because they're going to give him the more damage, but they're also going to shut down the defensive abilities, which can make your job much, much easier in a ton of fights. A lot of defenders, a lot of different nodes out there, so that's huge. Take advantage of that. Tip 2, get signature up. As higher the sig, the more likely to shrug off the debuffs. This makes them enormously useful against suicide masteries. It makes them great against these different champs that give the debuffs, either with the bleeds, the stuns. Think of any debuffs that have given you a hard time, then think of a maxing Crossbones. You just got a good solution there. Tip 3, stack those Furies to shut down defensive abilities such as the regen and evade and more. So here we're able to see that I'm able to shut down the regeneration after it's already active in Old Man. We're able to see here in Wolverine, I keep him from ever acting regeneration in an entire fight, which is not always an easy thing to do against a Wolverine. We're also going to see that I'm able to completely shut down evades with this. And there's a lot more defensive abilities that can be used with this. But good old slippery Spider-Man can always be tricky as long as I'm watching my Furies, trying to keep those up right there. As long as I keep those up, guess what? Spider-Man ain't going nowhere. He ain't evading on me. So get through this whole fight extremely effortlessly. Tip 4, a nice rotation I liked while staying aggressive is I like to try to get the S3 at the beginning of the fight. Then I'll kind of do a kind of rotation between overrun, S2, overrun, S2, overrun. In between all that, I'm keeping 5-hit combos. So kind of watch what I'm doing. I got that S3, that gives me that precision. If I have the proper synergy or hashtag heroes, I'm going to get it for 70 seconds. So I got a lot of precision, over a minute of precision right here. So now I'm going to try to stay aggressive. The more hits I get, the more chances I get for getting Furies, but I can do overrun too. That's going to reset the timer on my Furies while giving me additional Furies 3 in this particular case with the synergy. So now I did my S3, I did my overrun, I'm doing 5-hit combo, staying aggressive. Now I'm going to do some S2 because now I got my precision, I got my Furies, and I'm going to keep this going on. So whenever I can or need to, I will reset my overrun while I'm keeping precision going. And I'm going to go ahead and got my overrun again. And now I'm going to get back up to S2 again. And I'm going to keep this going while I got my precision. If this was a longer fight and I was to run out of precision, I would go back up to an S3 and repeat the whole thing. But simply, and from what I've been seeing in early testing with them in S3, overrun S2, overrun S2, overrun S2 does an enormous amount of damage. Throw back in an S3 if needed. And that should work pretty well. Well, I'm hoping you're enjoying the buff as much as I have been. I'm liking his great utility with some good damage potential there. Keep an eye out for my other buff tutorials coming on out, some of the other buffs that came out. Don't forget to click that top left icon and subscribe to MCOC, AlBundyRules. If you like this, check out my other tutorials, my other walkthroughs. And thanks so much for watching.